New year, new movies. Hey, I'm Amy and welcome back. Today I am finally counting down my top 5 movies I am most excited for in 2018. I do have a couple honorable mentions and a list of movies that I am obviously going to be excited for, and those I thought, because I know and everyone who knows me and watches my channel knows I will be excited for them, they did not make my top 5 list. My top 5 list of movies are actually some that I have been waiting a long time to see, and one of them is actually a really big surprise, not only to you guys but to myself as well when I was making this list. And if you can hear that drilling, they are redoing one of the apartments, so that's going to be really fun in the background. So some of my honorable mentions include Mom and Dad, Ocean's 8, Red Sparrow, A Quiet Place, and A Wrinkle in Time. These movies are movies that I am very excited for, but don't spark the just pure joy in me seeing the titles that are going to be in my top 5 list. But I am very excited for them though, and I feel like I have done reactions for most of their trailers or announcements over on Stardust. So if you want to see my reactions for A Wrinkle in Time, Mom and Dad, and Ocean's 8, you can go check that out on my Stardust account. It is in the description down below. The movies that didn't make my list, because I am obviously going to be excited for them because they are either part of some big franchise that I am obsessed with, or actually they're just all movies that are part of big franchises that I am obsessed with. And these aren't in any particular order, and neither are the honorable mentions. Just thought I would preface that before going into this list. Fantastic Beasts, The Crimes of Grindelwald, Black Panther, Avengers Infinity War Part 1, or maybe it's just Avengers Infinity War. I'm not exactly sure on what they're doing with the naming system right now. Deadpool 2, Solo, A Star Wars Story, and Aquaman. So those are all the movies that didn't really make my list because they're all, as you can tell, either a Avengers movie, a DC movie, a Star Wars movie, or a Harry Potter movie. They're just movies that I know I'm going to like. Actually, Deadpool is technically not an Avengers movie, it's a Marvel movie, but still I really enjoyed the first Deadpool movie. That's why I don't have any of those movies on my top 5 list. So my number 5 list is actually the new Halloween movie with Jamie Lee Curtis reprising her role. I am so excited for this, and this movie was actually the big surprise to myself when I was looking through the list of movies for 2018. I saw this movie and I was like, I'm actually really excited for that. And I say that because if you have watched any of my videos, especially the Halloween ones or my top 5 favorite movies of 2017, I state a lot that I am not a fan of horror movies. I really don't like horror movies. I don't like scary movies. The most scary movie that I like is a movie that's not even really scary, and the reason I love that movie so much is more the history of why it was scary versus the reason it's actually scary. I actually did a video on that, which you can watch up there. I loved the first Halloween movie. I didn't see any of the other ones, but my favorite kind of horror movie, if I were to watch a horror movie, are the original slashers like Halloween, A Nightmare on Elm Street, and Friday the 13th. Scream is probably up there as well. I just mostly love really classic movies from the early 70s, 80s, some of the 90s. I think Scream is like kind of the cutoff of my favorite kind of like old school horror movies. I was really excited to hear that Jamie Lee Curtis was coming back and they were going to make a new Halloween. I really hope that they do the original justice. I am very excited to see what they do, how they bring Michael Myers back to screen. Number 4 is Incredibles 2. I don't know the full name or if they even have a full name for this yet. I think it's just Incredibles 2 at the moment. This movie I have been waiting for since The Incredibles came out. The Incredibles is one of my favorite Pixar movies, if not my top 3, and I am just so excited to see what they do, how they showcase Jack's amazing powers. I feel like it's going to be pretty much right where they left off the original Incredibles. So hopefully it starts with that Mole Man fight maybe. It just looks incredible, and I'm really glad they took their time on bringing this out to us. So I really hope it's just as good as this teaser that they released a couple weeks ago, or maybe a couple months ago, made it seem. If you want to see my quick reaction right after watching the trailer, you can go check out my Stardust. The number 3 movie I am most excited for is another Disney movie. It is Ralph Breaks the Internet, WreckIt Ralph 2. WreckIt Ralph was probably one of my favorite movies when I first, or one of my favorite Disney movies when I first watched it, not including the original, like Little Mermaid and Aladdin, things like that. Nothing can top those for me because that's what I grew up on. But of the modern Disney movies, WreckIt Ralph was just so beautiful and interesting. It had such a great premise and a great story and message. John C. Reilly just brings out this caring and wonderful nature out of Ralph, even though he is this huge bumbling guy that just destroys everything. And Sarah Silverman makes Vanellope just such a cute little girl that you can't help but love her, even though she is so annoying. And I'm excited to see what they do with Ralph on the phone. I really hope they don't go the Emoji Movie route and make it very weird and just not right. I feel like I can trust Disney making a movie about a cell phone game a little bit more interesting than the Emoji Movie. And the number 2 movie I am most excited for in 2018 is Ready Player One. If you have watched any of my Stardust reactions for Ready Player One, you will know that the first teaser that they have been showing up until, I want to say it was November or December, I was so excited for. I love the remix that they did for Pure Imagination because Willy Wonka is one of my favorite childhood movies, and Ready Player One is probably one of my favorite non-Harry Potter books. So seeing this movie being brought to life by Steven Spielberg, the person who should be bringing this movie to life, because it revolves a whole lot around, well, I guess the book revolves a whole lot around his works of art, his amazing movies in the 70s and 80s. It only seems right that he is the one bringing this movie to life. But my second reaction on Stardust to the full trailer that was released wasn't very great. I wasn't excited for it. I'm still excited for it. It just didn't bring the same excitement out of me that the teaser did. So I'm a little on edge about how excited I am for this, but I am super excited for it anyways. I will also be at home visiting my family when this movie comes out in the theaters, so hopefully I can lasso one of my sisters into doing a review with me. And the number 1 movie I am most excited for in 2018 is, and I have been excited for this movie ever since they announced it. I have been excited for this movie for probably 27 years. It's Mary Poppins Returns. I know that is probably really crazy, but, and it's over a year away. Actually, it's a little bit less than a year. It comes out on Christmas. But I know that's probably super crazy for me to be excited for a movie about Mary Poppins, but Emily Blunt is playing Mary Poppins, and when I heard that news, I was so excited. And Lin-Manuel Miranda is playing the chimney sweep. He is taking over for Dick Van Dyke, and those two characters, or actors, I guess, are just, they made me so much more excited for this movie. I feel like I didn't even preface this with why I'm so excited for this movie, not just because of Emily Blunt and Lin-Manuel Miranda. If I can talk, Mary Poppins has been one of my favorite childhood movies since I was very young. I love the movie. I love Julie Andrews. I mean, actually, Mary Poppins and The Sound of Music were 2 of my favorite movies growing up. And I know I said in a couple videos that I'm not a huge fan of musicals, but The Sound of Music is probably one of the very few musicals that I really love. And Mary Poppins is also a musical, but it's a Disney musical, and in My Greatest Showman, I said that Disney musicals are a completely different thing, to me at least. Mary Poppins Returns is basically about the kids of one of the kids in the original Mary Poppins movie. So it's not set in present day. It's set kind of in like 30 years, I want to say, from the original Mary Poppins. But either way, I am so excited for this. Everything that comes out about this movie, I just want to read. I don't care if it gets spoiled for me, because I just want to see the beautiful world that Disney has created for this movie. Actually, looking at my list, all of my movies are Disney movies except for Halloween. I think we know what I watched a lot when I was growing up. But those are some of the movies that I am most excited for in 2017 or 2018. I'm still not used to saying that. Please let me know what movies you are excited for in the coming year. and I may end up doing reviews on them if enough people request them. There are some movies that I have planned to do reviews on. Every movie that I have listed on this video I am planning to do a review on, and I will be doing a wrap-up video at the end of the year going through my list from here and comparing them to what movies I actually did like, what movies I didn't like, and how this list kind of compares to that. And while I was looking through the list of movies that were coming out this year, there was one that I just had to point out. It is called the Eggplant Emoji Movie, or one called, I think it's just called Eggplant Emoji. It's going to be on Netflix sometime in the 2018, and all I can say is no. Netflix, no. It's going to be the Sausage Party mixed with the Emoji Movie. Please, for the love of everything movie gods, no, it's just bad idea. Bad idea. Thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate you, whoever you are. Let me know who you are in the comments down below, and let's be friends. And if you like this, leave a like and subscribe if you're new, because I love talking movies, TV shows, fun, nerdy filmmaking stuff with you guys, and I hope you join me. I'll see you guys next time. Bye!